What's up, everybody? Welcome to First Takes exclusively on YouTube. I'm Stephen A. Smith here with the Mad Dog himself, Christopher Mad Dog Russo. Let's get right to it, Mad Dog. In a historic sweeping decision, Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred on Tuesday removed Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe Jackson, and other deceased players from Major League Baseball's permanently ineligible list. The all-time hit king and Jackson, both longtime baseball pariahs stained by gambling, seen as by MLB as the game's mortal sin, are now eligible for election into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Manfred ruled that MLB's punishment of banned individuals ends upon their deaths. Mad Dog, was this the right decision by Rob Manfred?
I can't stand it. And if it's about deaths, then why wasn't Joe Jackson removed from the ineligible list?
He died in 1951, I think,
yeah,
right?
2015. How was that possible? Hold on now. Joe Jackson died in 1951?
That's what I was talking about, Joe Jackson, 1951.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Right.
And furthermore, as you and I have discussed a million times, baseball is so hypocritical with this whole aspect, it drives you crazy. When they need Rose, he was there for him. On the field at the All-Star game when they celebrated 4 great players for each franchise in Cincinnati, boom, Pete wears the red jacket, he walks to the mound, gets a standing ovation. 99 World Series, and MasterCard gave baseball a fortune to promote the top 50 players deal. Rose was voted as the top 50, showed up at Atlanta Turner Field. That's when Jim Gray did the big famous interview. And, of course, Pete was part of it. Baseball, of course, now in bed, as you know, with all DraftKings and all those gambling houses. So they're trying to tell us that now, we'll make the money, but we're going to do that to Pete Rose, and we're going to keep him out. Furthermore, it would have killed baseball after 35 years not to give him a day when he was 80 years old?
Yeah.
You couldn't say, you know what, it's been long enough. One day, he deserves it. All his Hall of Fame paraphernalia is in Cooperstown anyway. We can't give him a day in Cooperstown where his 50,000 fans can celebrate the fact that he's a Hall of Fame player. We do this 5 months after he dies? I mean, come on. I mean, it doesn't make, to me, Stevie, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
It makes sense. Well, listen, it makes sense to me only from the standpoint that it illustrates their hypocrisy because you were willing to profit off of this man for so many years. His name, image, and likeness. Baseball benefited from that exponentially. The networks benefited from that, particularly with his singles, all-time single, all-time hit streak and what have you. I'm looking at it from the standpoint that everybody associated with the sport of baseball profited off of Pete Rose as a player. To deny him entry into the Hall of Fame all of these years as a player, when there was nothing about his gambling that was associated with him as a player, to me was egregious in and of itself. And then there's the issue of forgiveness and compassion that should exist in all of us, but certainly is appropriate to bring up in the United States of America. We see killers get second chances. We see rapists get second chances. We see all types of folks get second chances. And what type of a second chance are you talking about with Pete Rose? You're talking about a person that wanted to be remembered for what he did as a player, as a Hall of Fame player, the greatest nickname in the sport, which is Charlie Hustle. But you also wanted he wanted to be somebody that managed to earn a living with the sport that was clearly padding their pockets off of his name for decades. So the combination of both, to me, would mandate that this decision should have been made much, much earlier. They're significantly late to the party, which is always the case with baseball. They're always the last ones to the party. They're always holding on to tradition for the wrong reasons, for the self-indulgent reasons. I think this is the latest example, but damn it, at least it's happening.
Well, you can look at it that way.